together the sons of God form God. For the word God is Elohim. It's a plural word. One made up of others. All the sons together form the Father. We, the sons, observing the play, are now going to be cast in the central role of that play. We're not going to be spectators. We are going to be the actor, the central actor in the drama. You can't do it in heaven. You do it on earth. That here, this bliss spoken of in Scripture, that we cannot actually consummate bliss without being generated on earth in these bodies of flesh and blood. So we come down, penetrate and annex the brains of bodies on earth. We are the sons of God. In doing that, we die. This is our crucifixion. When we penetrate and annex the brains of the bodies that we wear. This is our Calvary. As we are told in Scripture, and when you reach the place called the skull, there they crucified him. The skull. Not a little place that resembled a skull, but literally the skull. It's called Calvary. Well, Calvary is a translation of the Greek word cranium, which means skull. Mark uses the Hebrew word or the Aramaic word, which is Golgotha. Well, Golgotha means skull. No matter what word they use, it is still skull. Calvary, Golgotha, skull, or cranium. All these words are used in different translations, but each word used means skull. And it's not, as our scholars will tell us, that they called it the skull because it resembled the human skull, the area where he was crucified. It's literally the skull of man. That's where he's crucified. That's where he is buried. He is buried in the skull of man. Because he is in the skull of man, and that skull is his tomb. When he is resurrected there. He awakens in that tomb. He comes out of that tomb unassisted by any midwife, by anyone. And he rolls away that stone, which is the base of his skull, and he comes out of that hole, which is an opening. And he comes out in the same manner that a child comes out of the womb of woman. He squeezes himself out as a child squeezes out of the womb of woman. And when he completely comes out, he looks back at that out of which he came, and it's the body. That very body that formerly he wore. He didn't realize that he was buried in the skull. For unnumbered centuries, he walked and took up his cross every day and walked in the dream world. This world is a dream. And he walked in this world, believing himself to be something completely independent of everything else. And he is not a dreamer. No, he's a reality. This is not a dream. But the day that he begins to awake within him, when he begins to rise within himself, he realizes he's been dreaming all along. Now he is awakened from the dream of life. It is we who, lost in these stormy visions, keep with phantoms the unprofitable strife. And we think that we are completely awake, and we are doing all the things here fully conscious, not knowing that we are dreaming. And the dream is projected, as it is when you dream at night. That's a dream within a dream, and this is the dream. So as we are told